We can burn that bridge when it comes to it.
Hey, welcome to Beer Christianity. My name is Jonty.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Malky.
Oh, guys, it's so weird. We're saying this now over Zoom while we're recording rather than, in the Hope and Anchor at Greenbelt. It's just weird not to be sitting next to you on a stage behind 3 piñatas.
Crazy, man. How did we ever do this online? I feel like I'm not used to it at all. Also, because we've not recorded.
Also, because we haven't recorded in about a year.
A little while. Hello.
Yeah.
Also, Jonty, what the hell are you talking about for people who weren't both at Greenbelt and at our sessions?
Thank you for asking, Malky. We are talking about the fact that Beer Christianity / Shibboleth, really Shibboleth, but Shibboleth magazine is our magazine that we all contribute to, had 3 sessions at Greenbelt Festival in the United Kingdom over the bank holiday weekend. We were hosted by the Methodist Church in the Hope and Anchor, which is a dry bar, which is weird for 2 of us, but not for one of us. And we led Shibboleth Sessions. We'll talk about those a little bit later, but we had a good time, I feel like. Did you guys have a good time? What are your... Wait, we'll get there. We'll get to our section.
Wait, just calm down.
What was our favourite thing about Greenbelt? Our thing. Our thing was the best thing
at Greenbelt.
You all missed out.
But also, before we get there, our previous episode was with Sim Kern, who you have read their interview in Shibboleth magazine, but you both also listened to the audio version. Laura's eyes have just gotten big. So in classic fashion, Laura has not listened to the full episode.
Never not knowing
Laura, I've got a podcast recommendation for you, Laura. It's called Beer Christianity. I think you're going to love it. I think you would really dig it.
Yeah, all right. I'll add it to my listen list.
Malky, what did you think?
Really good. Of Sim?
Yeah.
I totally listened. And to be on brand, I don't know, what's my brand? to be on the Beer Christianity.
That's pretty on brand, Malky, I'm not gonna lie.
To be on the Shibboleth X Beer Christianity X Greenbelt Love In brand. I listened to Sim and my great friend Jonathan Langley in conversation on the way to Greenbelt.
Nice.
Wow, that's very on brand. That's very dedicated.
And what were some things that stood out? This is the previous podcast to this one, by the way, the previous episode. So if you haven't listened to that, you should go back and listen to it, mainly for the highlights that Malky is about to, just off the top of his head after a really full weekend and week, relate to you.
Yeah, spoilers, guys. Okay, get ready. Really good. And first of all, this is a bit inside baseball. That's a reference, and I'm not explaining it, because I don't understand it.
But I think if people understand it, they'll really become, they'll feel like insiders, which would make it a shibboleth.
Oh, nice. Shop talk.
Yeah.
It's shop talk, guys. No, because there's a worry that's like, are we just recycling content? It's print, it's an audio.
No, we're not recycling content.
No, Malky. And why would you raise that?
But genuinely, that was a worry. But it's not. I should not have been worried, because they're 2 different experiences.
Very.
Because it's to have it curated and edited in print is a whole different experience to just hearing Sim talk and over a longer form and get into some other stuff that you don't quite capture in print. The stuff, definitions of anti-Semitism, using the term anti-Semitism, I found very interesting. Sim no longer uses that term.
Sim says anti-Jewish hate rather than anti-Semitism because I think the term itself was coined by proto-Nazis, and also because of the way it gets instrumentalized now. So
and it's kind of been eroded and means very little now. But that was fascinating, and also like how that kind of resistance movement for them in the States, relating to the powers that be, even figures, and one figure in particular in terms of Bernie Sanders, kind of lack of allyship and silence to an extent. It's very interesting, like how that intersects with the movement and kind of the so-called left of the establishment,
Yeah. Well, you should go check that out. And after this episode, the next one will be Gianmarco Ceresi, the comedian, and It is a much longer conversation than we were able to fit into issue 4 of Shibboleth magazine, and there's a lot of conversation about comedy, and it's just very cool, and I highly recommend you look out for that one because it's John Marco's very cool, and it's a really interesting, it's a fascinating thing. Just if you're into comedy or you're into art at all, never mind the politics, you're gonna dig it. So
and also, not to do ourselves down, but we had no business getting John Marco.
Yeah, no, that's mental. That's
because he's just a great comedian. You know?
Yeah. I know people who've bought a copy of the magazine because John Marco was in it. So
yeah,
that's great.
Let's be clear. The art director from Adbusters magazine was like, "So cool that you got John Marco, lol."
Pretty cool.
Yeah, also just dropping that in there that somebody from Adbusters magazine, they totally know who we are, and that's amazing and so cool. Yeah, we love that.
Also, who knows who we are? Jeremy Corbyn.
Jeremy Corbyn now knows who we are. Yeah.
We're pretty sure.
We attacked him at Greenbelt.
Yeah.
He will never forget.
Shoved a magazine in his face, took a photo. We're going to make up a quote,
Yeah.
Yeah. He endorses Shibboleth magazine. He does not, to be clear.
He doesn't.
For legal reasons, that was
he may or may not.
Yeah, he may or may not.
Yeah,
We're still waiting to hear back from...
He certainly hasn't not endorsed it, so that's
Jeremy
pretty good.
Corbyn hasn't not endorsed Shibboleth magazine.
Refuses to condemn.
Jeremy Corbyn refuses to condemn Shibboleth magazine. That's
incredible.
Stop the recording. We're going to go and edit the website right now. Hey, what are we all drinking since this is Beer Christianity?
I am drinking Fentiman's botanically brewed classic ginger beer.
Nice.
Upend before pouring. Wait a minute, what's that? I've never read that before. Upend before pouring. Does that mean give it a wee sugar?
No, it means you have to stand on your head.
Huh?
So, a what?
A wee sugar.
Do you ever feel like, yeah, I'm pretty much English now? And then something comes out of your mouth like sugar.
Yeah, another one happened recently. I was doing a work meeting, and my camera wasn't coming on or whatever, and so it was just to myself getting stressed with the equipment, and I was just like, wait the new, and then I was like, oh, those people have not seen that side of confused, angry Scotsman.
Wait the new. Is that wait now?
Translate it for us, Malky, please.
Just wait a minute. Wait just now.
Is that related to like okay the new?
Yeah, but no one says that.
Okay, yeah, no, that'd be ridiculous.
There was genuinely a moment at Greenbelt where I can't remember the context of the conversation, but we were talking about diversity cards, and I referred to Malky as the foreigner, forgetting that we had an actual foreigner. And I think my point has been proven. Yeah,
absolutely. You are the foreigner. I myself have been painting St. George's flags on and Danish flags, Swiss flags. On roundabouts all over Oxfordshire. How fucking dumb are these people? I know you're not supposed to talk down to them because they're themselves dispossessed by capitalism, and so they're reaching out to the right because they're trying to find some kind of meaning, and they're trying to express their anger at a system that also dispossesses them. And I do get that. I do, but also it's very hard. Fucking hell, guys. Come on. So for context, if you're listening in the States, a bunch of right-wingers and anti-immigration people have been like, raise the flag! And then they've spray painted the St. George's flag, which is an English flag. It's a flag of England. It's white with then a thin-ish red cross on it. Which is quite similar, turns out, to a few other nations' flags. And also the St. George's flag. St. George, a saint whose mother was Palestinian and who was Turkish. He was born in Turkey and I think died in Palestine. And is also the saint for like a bunch of European countries.
Slater Dragon.
Yeah, Slater Dragon as well. So just some confused stuff from the far right and all the people who are like, don't call me far right, I'm just right. No, you're not. You are far right. And like, oh, I'm not a racist. That's not why I'm doing it. Okay. But all the racists love it. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say, if all the racists love what you're doing, then maybe you're a fucking racist, or you need to reevaluate all of your life choices because, yeah.
And they've been lied to about people being offended by the Union flag because of this controversy. I'm going to call it the Union flag and not the Union Jack, because that's even worse than coming across in a small boat. Calling it the Union Jack, you will get taken down. I don't know what was I. I don't know where that comes from.
The Union Jack
It's the Union flag.
It's a naval flag.
The Union Jack when it's at sea. It's the Union flag on land, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think anyone's been offended by just the existence of the flag. And also it seems to be people that don't understand that, like, local councils have different schedule. Like, they may have a flag sometimes, the St. George or the Union flag or whatever, sometimes the year, sometimes not, blah, 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 sometimes at half-mast. I don't know. They have protocols.
There's a schedule.
But they just jump on, like, oh, they've taken it down because of woke.
Yeah. And, like, in the comment sections that I've seen where I live, it's like, I mean, you know what? But people are so ridiculous freaking out about this because, like, they're England flags in England. Like, nobody cares when you're flying it for the football, or if you just want to have an England flag. Like, it's, it is often used by the far right. So I'm going to say it has dubious messaging and connotations, but if you're completely clueless about any form of communicating with other humans and you think you should just be able to ignore that and everyone should take you on face value, then I'm going to say to you, hey, I don't think you're a cunt. Because, hey, I said I don't think you're a cunt, so we're fine, right? But as many people have made, the argument is that this is coming out specifically as part of a campaign that is saying we need to stop being so ridiculous about letting these small boats through and immigration and take our country back and be sensible and just all very anti-immigration, but anti-immigration like to many generations back, because there's a lot of this that is like just anyone who's brown, anybody who's not from here or whose family isn't from here. It's not saying everybody who, has done this feels that way. I am saying everybody who has done this doesn't see that as a deal breaker, that so many people do. And when the Christians do it, when they're like, well, this is a Christian country, so we should be able to paint the cross. I'm like, keep our religion out of your fucking mouth, As I'm sure the next Archbishop of Canterbury will say in as many words.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Johns?
I am drinking. I'm drinking.
Segue.
I'm drinking a bowl of Roth. I'm drinking
Amen, brother.
Inches cider from a Greenbelt reusable mug. Which, just because I haven't even cut off my benefits. No, I haven't even cut off my wristbands.
Armbands.
Jonty wore inflatable armbands for the whole weekend.
I thought it might rain, so I haven't cut them off. I'm really not willing to let go of Greenbelt this year, which is weird because I think I saw less at Greenbelt than I usually do. But yeah, it was really good. What are you guys drinking?
I'm drinking a small glass of port because I don't have anything else in.
So classy.
And it's in a nice little cup. It's in the special port cup that I bought when I acquired a bottle of port. That's very cute.
Classy. And Malky, you were drinking the fentanyl. That's right. That was what you said.
Yeah.
With the Smeagol that you didn't do, or whatever the fuck you said.
Upend.
Shuggy. That's how we got here.
Yeah, that's what happened.
What did you say? What is the word?
Shuggy? A schnuggy?
A shuggle.
A shuggle.
Shuggle.
It's one of my dad's favourite phrases to say your jacket's hanging on a shuggly nail.
What?
I'm sorry.
So at the moment,
I don't fucking is.
Russell Martin, the Rangers boss, has not been performing well. The soccer team have been doing real bad.
Okay.
So therefore, Russell Martin's jacket's on a shuggly nail.
Wait, his jacket is on a nail that is not fastened into the wobbly nail.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's skating on thin ice. It's the same.
I like it. Jacket's on a
sugary nail.
And you might say it aggressively. Well, I think you can say anything aggressively Scottish.
Your jacket's on.
Yeah. But if you add pal on the end.
Oh.
then it gets pretty dark pretty fast.
Heated.
I started using the word buddy in traffic. Buddy, come on, buddy. Yeah.
It's like, dude,
bruh,
bro,
babe, babe.
babe is, yeah, babe.
Okay, Greenbelt. For it, against it.
I'm pretty pro myself.
For people who are new to the podcast, or who don't live in the UK, or are not part of the kind of progressive Christian subculture, but are listening.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you doing here, my guy?
Yeah, it's weird that you're
so glad
here.
you've joined us.
Welcome, love you. Laura, do you want to explain to them what Greenbelt Festival is?
Sure. So practically, it's the longest running Christian festival in the UK, I think, or probably one of the longest, if not the longest. It's been going for 51 years. And we met someone who was like, every year that I've been born, a Greenbelt has happened. Which I was like, cute.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's a progressive Christian festival, and they have art. I'm going to remember the things: faith, music, and art.
Justice.
Justice.
Isn't
Fuck.
that art? You know, that I think that's the
Marky's got a
strapline.
sugary nil.
Can you smell toast from your sugary nil?
Artistry, activism,
Activism stream.
belief.
Faith.
But then that's
Yeah,
not.
that's way better than faith. What
Art,
should I say?
activism,
Faith,
faith.
music, art.
I think it's
Justice.
Justice.
exclusive faith in our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Is one of the things.
Oh, I
Art,
feel like we need
straight
to
art.
do better. We love them so much. I'm so sorry for getting your time.
Yeah, Greenbelt, you're listening to this. We're about to do better. We're about to do way better.
We'll be
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Laura has had her chance. Okay. How would you
We're out.
describe
We're
Greenbelt?
done.
So there's like loads of tents and that.
Oh my god.
And you can stay over if you want in a tent.
That
Or a
just sounds
caravan.
like you're propositioning me. That's not.
No pressure. You don't. Right.
If you like, I mean, I'm just joking. Or am I?
And then some of the tents are even bigger and have a stage inside
Whoa.
Yes.
with like music, your
These
speakers,
days.
Justice.
your artistries. They've got loads of that. And yeah, that's it. Loads of social justice stuff, politics,
Yeah.
things of that nature.
It's very cool vibes.
Well-being, cool vibes.
It's a thing that I have so many friends who I know would love it if they went there. But when you say Christian festival, you know, they're just like, yep, there's no way I'm coming to that.
Yeah.
And like, even.
And then you
know,
get the other half of people who are like, oh, it's not Christian. It's not really Christian though, is
Didn't
it?
you dig Greenbelt's like advertising campaign ahead of the festival where they just had all these negative comments and stuff that they then ran as the kind of slogans for
It was
like,
amazing.
basically
like,
heresy.
utter woke nonsense.
Just solid. Yeah. If you want to know what Greenbelt is, like there's lots of talks, but they're not sermons. There's spaces to, engage in spirituality, but they're not megachurch worship or forced communal prayer. Even communion isn't really, because like who's going to make you? Not like those other services where they slap you about the head if you don't pray. And yeah, they've got music, but it's not just Christian music. In fact, I'm not sure if that's even a thing. Like there are some people who definitely are Christians and there's, Christian stuff happening there. But yeah, it's just very cool.
But also, yeah, I guess a lot of the musicians will just be down with the Greenbelt vibe.
Yeah. Like
And
progressive. They're not, nobody who performs at Greenbelt or speaks at Greenbelt is going to be like, oh, so I hate the gays. Like,
No.
there's not a turfy space either. It's just,
No.
it's just
Like
good.
last year was a great example of having Flamey Grant and Bob Vylan.
Yeah, Bob Vylan and Flamey Grant, a drag artist who does a lot of Christian music.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very good. And what did you like this year? What were your highlights, lads?
What were the highlights? I went to the Rebel Rouser stage, which is fun. We like the Rebel Rouser stage. And
Is that the one in the forest?
It's the one in the forest. It's very cool. It's got,
Nice.
I think the whole thing's cool. But they've got like fun, like decorations. They've got like disco balls hanging from the trees and like cool logs and hospital beds that you can sit on, which is fun.
Nice.
And the sound desk is in a caravan, which is cute. And I saw a talk done by a podcast called Vanville's Factory, who I hadn't heard of before, and speaking to an artist called Amber Massey Bloomfield, who I also hadn't heard of before. But the talk was about art as act of resistance, which was so interesting, and it was so it was the nice thing about Greenbelt is there's so many chances to experience things you haven't necessarily experienced before or heard about before. It's just a chance to do something a bit different. So I felt like that was one of those things for me. And I bought Amber's book afterwards because it was just so interesting. And she'd written a book about 10 stories of people who have used art to resist in times of conflict and war. It's just so fascinating to hear and so inspiring to hear those stories. And it was very cool and just a bit different. And I remember I think somebody asked me like what my highlight had been so far. And I remember walking back from that talk and I bumped into my friend and caught the end of one of the music sets, and it was like a really like cool, funky, like gospely set, and that was really cool. And I like said goodbye to her, and I went and I bumped into another friend, and I caught up with her, and then I bumped into another friend and caught up with him.
Okay, you got friends. Fucking, we get it.
And then, but these are people that I've not like caught up. Well, like definitely two of them are people who I haven't caught up properly, like outside of Greenbelt for like a while. And then I like went and walked and bought this woman's book, and I got a signed copy as well, which was cool. And it's just like, that's just Greenbelt to me. I feel like just like going and seeing something interesting and like hearing some cool music, and then just like seeing people you like and buying a book. It was just like, nice. I'm back at Greenbelt. It's nice. I like it.
So about you?
That's very cool. Also, you didn't tell me any of that stuff. I'm interested in that. I'm going to
definitely told me one of the stories of art and resistance. I remember
did.
that walking back to the car.
Sweet. I might get the recording. I don't know if I can read a book.
We weren't.
I have pictures
we
in
were
it.
just walking.
We weren't on.
No, not your cars. It'll be on the Vandal Thing podcast, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. I
was
think
podcast
so.
recording, yeah.
But that's interesting because often, you can kind of plan ahead and go through in the app or the fucking festival guide and circle a load of stuff and jam pack your schedule of like, right, I'm going to go and see these people. Or you can just stumble across stuff that's dead cool and learn new things.
Yeah.
But yes, one of my highlights also at the Rebel Rouser was Faithful Johannes, which is dead cool. And he also referenced that podcast, Vandal Chimney. What are they called?
You guys should go and listen to Vandal.
Vandal Factory.
Vandal Factory.
Yeah. But he was very cool. Like kind of laid back, almost like beat poetry, but with cool beats. Like the streets, but chilled out and with like actual heart and nostalgia and emotions. The emotions they have these days. That was one of my little ones. What about you, Jonty?
I really loved seeing the Longest Johns live. That was a special moment. Laura and I go and sing shanties probably once a month at the White Hart's Shanty Sessions in Wolvercote, near Oxford. If you're ever around, they're amazing. And just for years now, I've like been listening to a lot of shanties and going to shanty things and stuff, and getting to stand with Laura and listen to the Longest Johns, who are an amazing shanty band. And I think for me, listening to them sing the Workers' Song, which is by somebody who they named, and I don't know who it is, but
I don't remember either.
Just their version is just so great. It's just such a good song. It's so rousing. It's so inspiring. It was just great, and I liked it very much. I did not fill. I'll be honest, I didn't open my program because I wanted to keep. This is for a good reason. This is not my usual Slack reasons. Because I want to keep it because it had a huge like Shibboleth kind of page in it where we'd put an advert that Malky had designed so beautifully, and they had an excerpt from the last magazine as well, and it was just, cool. And we were also in it because we were doing our Shibboleth Sessions. And I was just like, oh, that's the thing I really want to keep. And if I take it out of its envelope, I'm going to fuck it up. So I'm not going to do that because this is going to be like a core memory for me, and I want to have some kind of artifact for that. So I didn't do that, and then I got the app, and I didn't. I saved like 4 things in that on the first day, and then I didn't reference it again because I am around people who circle things in, the program or who have apps. So then I don't have to because I have people to do that for me.
And also,
a lot.
so 2 things. First of all, a massive thank you to the good people at Greenbelt.
Oh man,
Paul Northup in particular.
And
Paul
Derek.
Northup,
And
Derek,
legend, Daisy.
Daisy, Jane.
yeah,
For
Jane.
basically, believing in the magazine. And, we had conversations leading up to the festival of how can we crowbar our way, our little magazine into the festival. And they were like, you could do this and that, and here's a session every night at 8 o'clock. So that was very cool. And stick it in G-Books.
Yeah.
That means the magazine is on sale in the bookshop.
That's not just another Scottish sexton. Yeah.
So that was very cool and felt great to have the magazine thrust upon people.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
enjoy
Derek
it, I
even
believe.
drove you around several times in
Yeah, he was
little
going on a freaking
ATV
golf
things.
buggy.
Yeah.
I was in a buggy with a high-vis vest on. I was going places.
Yeah.
Literally and metaphorically.
It was so good. They were so nice to us. And we also met the person. Oh shit, his name has gone completely out of my head, but I got the best hug from him, who puts together the Greenbelt Dispatches emails.
Yes.
Who often links to our stuff and was just so lovely as well, and it was just cool, man. It was.
Great.
And
They
was
were really nice.
looking forward to this very podcast because in previous years we've done such a good job, not my words, of like going through highlights and giving a diverse range of cool shit that we saw. However, this year
We're going to disappoint
Less
you,
so.
man. This is the
Less
worst
so.
time.
probably because we were all stressed out our balls because we had a session every night.
Yeah.
So it was like, and some of us in the team have ADHD.
Yeah, some of
So
us.
it's like
Not like I would
Very
say.
few.
12 noon.
There
And then
are
I'm
3
like,
people in this team who do have ADHD, but then there are others. Yeah, yeah.
it was like 12 noon and like it's lunchtime now.
Yeah.
But our session's at 8 o'clock, so I should probably not do anything until then.
Yeah.
Just
How
sit
did
and
you like? How
anxious.
was that for you? Because for me, I was incapable of experiencing joy for the whole of Friday until we did our session, because I was like, oh, we're gonna fuck it up. I don't know. What if nobody comes? What if a lot of people come? And
Yeah, that was, to be fair to the listeners, that was Jonty's biggest, what was it? No, what's your biggest hope that no one comes?
well,
And
these
then it's
guys-
like, sweet, we don't have to do it.
You guys kept on saying, like, oh no, I'm really anxious if nobody comes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's programmed, at the same time. So I think there's a solid chance that people won't come. I'm like, oh, thank God. Yeah, that'd be great. Because this is too stressful. What if there's an audience and what if we let them down? Just turns out I hate letting an audience down. I realize regular listeners of this podcast won't assume that about me because of what you're listening to right now. But yeah, no, it turns out it's so, we do this all the time, chatting to each other.
Yeah.
But there's something about being in front of
people.
I mean, I've spoken in front because at one point
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
was talking
you've
to me, and I've done a lot of I've public spoken. But I don't know what it was. I was so nervous. I think it's because I love Greenbelt, and it's a Christian setting, so you're like, I don't know. It just feels like there might be, I don't know.
Yeah, there's also that thing of Greenbelt have given us an opportunity. The Methodist guys at Hope and Anchor did as well, so you don't want to make it shit
Shout out to Bryn
for them.
and
Shout out to
Lucy.
Bryn and Lucy.
Yeah, so great.
Yeah, I feel like I had I was most like everyone. You guys were stressed, I think, during the day, and I was like, yeah, like it'll be fine.
Big swinging dick
And then,
over
like,
here. Laura just like
10
fucking
minutes,
no worries.
and then 10 minutes before, I was like, okay, now the time has come, and it was like all the adrenaline hit at once, and I was just like, people like come, like friends of mine, like coming up to me, like, hi, like, how are you doing? And I'm like, yes, like it is okay. And they're like, do you want to go sort this out? I think there was a moment where Lucy was like. It's like, what's gonna happen? I was like, okay, here is the schedule. And I remember like an hour-40 experience being like, yes, I recognize that this is happening now. Like,
Terrified
crazy
venue
Victoria has
manager just looking
engaged.
at you, shouting at her about the.
Just saying it's a laid back discussion, but like really intensely.
Yeah.
But it was
It's what you want to talk about.
It's like her first time announcing people as well. She was like, yeah, it's like making sure I do it again. I'm like, but we're like, okay, but I was very fired up in the 10 minutes before. But then I think I chilled out a bit.
And a major part because it was audience participation and genuinely leading the discussion. And I mean, that was really fun, actually. That once we got over the fact that, like, okay, this isn't going to be terrible, like, that was really interesting hearing everyone's contributions. And thank you all for any listeners who actually turned up and partook, and a few did, and that's really cool.
Yeah, and apologise to any listener who turned up, of which I know there are at least 2 who introduced themselves to me as their Instagram handle, and I immediately screamed in their face, being like, it's you from Instagram! So sorry. But yeah, like, it's so sweet, and I think, like, our fear of it not going well, of people not turning up or whatever, like, it was only as good as it... Or turning up, but it was as good as it was because people both turned up and were willing to share. Like,
the vibe was so good. People were like,
such a good vibe.
They were willing to share. They were willing to not be weird. They were willing to not make it a sermon. Though I don't know if it's just like the vibe in the tent or the vibe that we have of like, these people are a lot and they will attack me if I end up sermonizing. They have
brought a big stick.
And Greenbelters, to be fair. I think, not a lot of cockbags at Greenbelt.
Yeah.
That's their other strapline that they have.
That's actually from the beginning. They were like the Christian festival with not a lot of cockbags.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. We did 3 sessions. First one was on anger. The second one was on church and whether it should be more or less like a cult. And the third one was on prayer and whether it's a thing, and if it, regardless, how you should talk to people about it without ruining their lives, essentially.
And whether or not Malky's going to hell because he doesn't do it properly.
I don't think we ever got to that, but I think the subtext in everybody's mind was, I don't know about him. Yeah.
It's nice to have a token non-believer on the podcast.
Token heathen.
No, but it was so good because there were so many different opinion, and I'm, anyone who has listened to the show has met me for more than half an hour. I'm not the guy who's like, isn't it nice that we disagree well? Like, that's not my thing at all. But it was so nice that people disagreed well. There were so many different opinions, and I was like, oh yeah, man, that's pretty valid. That's really interesting. It was just this very non-judgmental space. It was cool. People got to hit piñatas. I got to shout violence.
Yeah, I think it felt really cool as well in the church session when we were talking about whether or not church should be a cult, and a woman stands up and is like, so I have studied cults for my doctorate. We're like, shit. But I think her point was like so interesting where I think it was the question you asked her about how you kind of protect yourself, a group, from being taken over by kind of because I think her point was groups that are not necessarily strong together are very susceptible to being taken over by a cult leader, essentially. And if
they're very tolerant and not very culty.
But her antidote to that would be a space where you can disagree well, where you can kind of hold space for people's other opinions and things like that. And so her saying that, and then the opinions, the different opinions that were being shared, I was like, fuck, this is great. This is great. Also, can I just say, the amount of willpower that it took to not just awkwardly reach out to one of your fingers while somebody was saying holding space was it took a lot. It took a lot, and I didn't do it, but I was so close.
I was so like kind of oblivious and in the moment and kind of at that point just very much living for the crowd that I probably would not have understood it at all. I just would have held your hand.
Been very
that would have
weird,
been
and
it.
I'm glad that I didn't do it. But it was very much like it was at the forefront. And the intrusive thoughts almost won.
What highlights for you though? Both of you. From our stuff, I mean us. Let's make us about us.
Yeah.
What, from our stuff, or are we jumping on to other things?
I mean, whatever. I was still thinking our stuff.
Okay. I'm done with our stuff, Jonty.
Okay, then other things.
That's all- that's all.
I would just shout out to people who... There were a few people who came to like all 3 sessions.
Steve Tinning, you legend, first of all, for doing... Actually, there's another highlight. Beer and Hymns. Oh, so good.
Beer and Hymns.
So freaking good. Every year, so good. So beautiful. So moving.
Loved
so
the inclusion
fun.
of Make Me a Channel of Your Peace.
Oh, yeah.
What a tune. I got to belt out descants.
Yeah,
great.
you descanted. You were.
Yeah, I think I got a bit lightheaded. I'm not going to lie.
Descanty.
Yeah, it was great. Had a great time.
Okay.
I didn't go to that.
Okay.
Get out.
Loser.
Again, another big chick
What
in
the
the
fuck were
heathen
you?
box. Not at it. I think I was...
You were
You
hanging
chasing
out
after
with
your son.
child.
It was by the
yeah.
stage.
Honestly.
And then I think... and then I was fretting about magazines.
Oh, yeah.
I spent a lot of time fretting, going between different
Every time we
venues.
arrived on site, Malky being like, I think I'm going to go and check the stock.
Check the
I
stock,
think like,
check
we
the
should
numbers.
check the stock. We should check the numbers.
Honestly, it's a side of you I've never seen. Not that I've never. You're a very
cute.
professional, grown-up, responsible man. But like, just like so into. I would never have predicted that you would be so into like, okay, well, let's check the stock. Let's make sure everything's okay. Let's check the numbers.
I
What are
was
the sales
checking the
looking
little
like?
stall, the little setup in the bookstore
And the numbers,
to make sure
and
it wasn't...
The numbers. It was
You
the
were checking
practical
the
stuff.
numbers.
I know what people are like, and what I'm
undermine it.
like. They might mess things up. You've got to line it all up and make sure there's enough of the magazines out on the front and things.
It was amazing. It was so impressive.
Especially when you were
Anyway.
doing it half hour before our session was meant to start.
Oh,
yeah.
my word. Honestly, we'd been waiting and waiting to kind of connect with each other. You had to go and do something, and then we're finished. We've done everything. We've got half an hour. We know that we have to organize sound in the thing because it's a different thing every time. And and you just and you've popped into the bookstore, and I'm watching you just unpack books and like just is this at the right angle? Does it look nice? And I'm like,
No, there's
eventually I
not
had to
many,
be like,
not many issue ones out at the moment. Maybe I should get a couple of boxes of issue one out. And,
and eventually I just had to go, gals, I know this is super urgent for right now, but is there anything else you can think of that may be slightly more urgent that we could maybe go and do, like prepare for our live talk in now 25 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah. If my wife ever listens to this podcast, she will be relating hard to that.
Yeah, but I mean, is
Just
there
me
a danger?
completing any task.
Is your wife
Well,
not in Laura's camp of never listening to this podcast?
Oh yeah, probably. Does your wife listen, Jonty?
Sometimes, but it's really sporadic. So like sometimes she'll be like, oh, I was listening to you at work today. I was listening to your podcast. And I was like, why?
Why?
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Any other highlights, Laura?
What else did we do? I went and saw Mohammed Al Casey actually, and he, oh my goodness, that was such a powerful talk. So he was there with Embrace, and he lives in I think he just outside Bethlehem actually, and he's the head of. Oh, I've forgotten the actual name for it, but it's the kind of Palestine wing of the YMCA, I think. And it's partnered with Embrace, and yeah, just hearing him talk about his life growing up in Palestine was just like so. It was really emotional, actually. Like there were people who, it was obviously with the backdrop of everything going on in the world. Yeah, really powerful and really great to hear. And I thought that was I think actually that was such a nice part. And obviously not nice, but like there were keffiyehs everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. You could not look without seeing a keffiyeh, without seeing a Palestine flag, without seeing the Gaza lighthouse. And, not to get bitchy about other certain Christian festivals that were maybe happening at the same weekend, that I have on fairly reasonable authority, did not even really pray for kind of the world or justice from the front. that felt pretty cool to know that there was lots of that going around, and lots of, I think at any given moment, kind of the opportunity, like people brought it up I felt like I was feeling bad that in the prayer session that we hadn't brought up Gaza ourselves. I was like, oh God, we're terrible people for not bringing this up naturally, but because people in the crowd, there were people that are from Sabil Kairos who brought it up, and I was really glad they did. So like, obviously not nice to have to do it, obviously, but if it's a good kind of feeling knowing you're around other people who are giving a shit. And
because you can feel like you're going crazy when you engage with Christian media in this country, and I imagine in North America as well, in terms of like
engaging with normal media.
Yeah, the genocide in Gaza is ignored or justified, or you can feel like you are completely out of step and alone, and then you go somewhere like Greenbelt and it's like, no, there are so many good people. We don't agree on everything, but like we all know that this is a genocide. We all know that Israel is the aggressor. We know.
And I think that's always been a really powerful thing that I've felt at Greenbelt, is that sort of, whatever the opposite of I'm going crazy is sanity. From being, of course there's a genocide happening and it's awful and we all agree. And of course, queer inclusion. Like, it's not even...
Oh, that was something that I did, sorry, I completely cut you off there, but that was something I didn't get to see, but the fact that Hope and Anchor did 2 like marriage blessings during the festival for like 2 couples who like wouldn't have been able to get married in their churches outside of Greenbelt, I think was the kind of point of it. I was like, that's so cute. I was sad we couldn't make that, because I was just like, that's so nice.
And we missed another thing called Queer and Hymns, which looked amazing as well. That looked awesome.
That did look very, very cute. Lots of good stuff going on in the Hope and Anchor. Shout out to the Hope and Anchor, because I feel like, I've never really spent much time there, and it was so sweet, and they are good lads.
Oh, it's such a good space, nice people.
And great setup. Like, the venue is so cute.
Cozy.
Yeah.
Well, we're on that one.
You can forgive them for not having alcohol in. I mean, they're Methodists, so I understand.
We can
Another highlight that again happened in the Hope and Anchor was Recovery Church.
How was that?
Much more emotional than I anticipated. Because I think I assumed it was kind of going to be a theoretical, this is what it could look like if you sort of amalgamate a 12-step meeting into normal church. But it is a group who are based in the northeast in Newcastle, called Recovery Church. And I believe they also are online as well, if you're not in the area. But it's basically a church for people in recovery, in recovery from addiction of various kinds. And there's loads of different folks from loads of different backgrounds with loads of different types of addictions. And so they kind of modelled a meeting, did a live meeting, and went round, and folks shared as they would in a kind of 12-step meeting. But really cool, and just lots of stuff that was like, if you'd said to me, something that I really have found really helpful and powerful about 12-step groups is that they're not churchy and they're not very Christian in that sense. But so if you'd said to me, it's like a more Christian 12-step meeting, then I would have been like, ugh. But like, this was Christian in the best ways and inclusive of other faiths, I think, as well. There was much more stuff that they would have opportunity to light a candle and say who you're praying for, or remember other people who are not there, or people that they've lost, and stuff like that, which was just really, what do I want to say? Really poignant, really appropriate, really kind of, not shitty. Just in keeping with holding space with people sharing their experiences and all that stuff. And it was just amazing. And as I say, I found myself getting really emotional, and I think feeling sadness and relating to people that have struggled with other types of addiction. But I think just within me, I think I've really struggled to connect with my own sadness throughout my life. written it all down deep inside and not acknowledged it, which isn't the advice of the therapeutic community, apparently. But yeah, so that was dead cool. And then chatted to a few folks afterwards and stuff as well.
I've always, when you've been speaking about the 12-step program, always thought, this sounds like a great model for church. And then you told me a bit about this, and it was like, you have to admit you have a problem. And I was like, whoa.
Steady on.
Hey. No, but there was something, what was the phrase that, because it wasn't, when people, there's a specific phrase that struck you as like really helpful.
So in AA, for example, which is not a thing I'm part of, then you would go and say, I'm alcoholic. Like every time you speak in some traditions, or certainly every time you're introducing yourself. And I've been struggling with that element of like really identifying, or there's something about self-talk, you kind of...
Like I am defined by this thing, and it's this thing that has brought me low. And to say I am that is quite that's a hell of a statement to keep saying. Yeah.
And again, it's an issue, an area where like I find it interesting, that discussion between kind of the therapeutic approach versus a 12-step model. Because I can't imagine many therapists going like, okay, every week, look yourself in the mirror and say, I am fucked up in these ways.
I am an anxious little bitch. Actually, mine does say that I have to say that, which is, I need to,
Do you get little chips? I've been a week sober. I've been an anxious little bitch.
Part of my problem is eating, so.
It's the chips. Yeah, that one helped a lot. No, but yeah, when they were all introducing themselves, they all had quite different ways of introducing themselves, whatever worked for them. And a couple of phrases were really good, like, I am a grateful person in recovery. Which is just like, yes, hello, that's good.
And that's the thing. I am a grateful person in recovery or trying to do better or whatever. What a great way to kind of, for everyone in a religious setting or in a Christian setting, going like, I'm not better. I don't have this sust. I recognize, the things that need to change and that are not what they should be. And like that kind of, I love that.
Because there's another, just to keep on a wee tangent for a minute, there's another phrase from the AA Big Book that says, we do not regret the past or wish to shut the door on it.
Nice.
Which is interesting. It's interesting to use the word regret, but just that idea of we're not forgetting, we might have forgiven, but we're not forgetting, we ourselves are remembering the stuff we did. But again, that's an interesting tension that... is interesting to get different people's perspectives on, of you don't bury your head in the sand and you don't pretend it didn't happen. But again, do you bring it up with yourself every day? Do you, and how do you do that? How do you kind of, I don't know, hold that intention, recognize it without it defining you is the thing, I suppose.
Because that's such a thing in Christian churches, right? Like all the churches that I, became a Christian in, or before I became a Christian that I was going to, of like, at all times, remember that you are disgusting and sinful and awful. And like, I've never had much truck with the spaces that are like, there's nothing wrong with you. Nothing needs to change. Because I'm like, I spend some time with me, man. And like so much, through my faith has changed for the better, I think. But the negative self-talk has not helped. Like recognizing that there was a problem for sure, but calling yourself a piece of shit is not. I've never found it motivating.
Yeah. I found it motivating to call you a piece of shit.
To be fair, a lot of people do, just in their own kind of like, and again, if you've met me, then obviously you're going to find that motivating, but
And as with so much of it, like there's so many good origins of it. Again, to use AA as an example of, those of us in recovery are people who have been in denial for many, many years. So actually to face it and to own it is huge. And but I just think I think if I was to tweak the program a bit, there'd be a difference between the sort of A&E first few weeks and months where you're at rock bottom and, your head's up your arse. versus years into recovery, and you're kind of hopefully developing and changing and getting a bit of space behind you, you know.
There should be different levels, and it should be a pyramid, and you should be able
have
to
to
just climb
pay
to the
to
top.
get to the next level.
Yeah, I think so.
Could have different belts or hats, maybe.
Belts and hats. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I did see, to bring it back to Greenbelt for a minute, I did see there's a Facebook group of Greenbelt people, and one of them was asking about, what did people think of the merch this year? And one of the comments there was, every year I go hoping to buy a green belt, and I'm disappointed.
Every single year.
Every single year.
We should also mention about you go, Laura.
While we're talking about the merch, Malky, do you have anything you want to exclusively share on the podcast?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't mean to crowbar this in.
Okay, but we did, because we're
we
part of
did.
you.
We wanted to crowbar
even
it
if
in.
you still loathe yourself.
Okay. I'm Malky and I'm a piece of shit. And
Just like Jonty.
I'm Malky and I'm a designer.
and I'm also a graphic designer, and I designed a graphic. I did a design for one of the t-shirts that Greenbelt used, which is very cool.
Describe it. Describe it conceptually, and see if the listeners can guess which one it was. Like what the mood you were trying to go for was, without describing what it actually is.
Well, it's a piece of grey material, and it's got a big hole at the bottom to put your legs through.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
And then 2 holes at the side for your arms and 1 for your head. And on that t-shirt, it was they were looking for work around the theme of hope in the making, and using imagery of hands and seeds, planting and all that. So it's kind of a hand scattering some seeds and shit, you know.
So they said you should use imagery of hands and seeds, and what you came up with was a hand with some seeds. So it's just
bingo.
It's actually amazing. It's such a great design, and I saw loads of people wearing it.
So many people wearing it. It's great.
Yeah. So you should go to the Greenbelt shop and buy it. Can you buy the shirts and the merch on the Greenbelt shop? I don't know.
Site? I think they printed them. They screen printed them, which is very cool, and do a set amount, and I think they just sell them in real life. But we should check that and put it in the show notes.
But
other podcasts talk about the show notes.
Yeah.
His
design as an official Greenbelt t-shirt. That's so cool.
Pretty fucking cool.
We also wore our own merch. Some of us
did.
Because we all ordered it. This will, again, if you're a regular listener, this will surprise you not at all, but we were all quite slow to order our merch. No. The store wasn't open.
We were slow at putting the store
together. We were slow to creating a merch store. But I'm going to say, even if we hadn't been, we would have been slow to order our merch.
Yeah, it's quite likely. I have my merch.
I have my merch.
It's over there.
I have one shirt that says Shibboleth magazine. I have a hoodie that says Shibboleth. Mm-hmm. I have a shirt with the design from the back of the Christian nationalism issue 3, which is that great design that Malky did that says Christian nationalism is idolatry. And I have, from the most recent issue's back cover, the in our thousands, in our millions, we were all Palestinians. I have a shirt with that. It's so good. And yeah, just rad. Laura, you ordered, has your hat arrived?
My hat has arrived. I'm not going to go get it because I'm plugged into my microphone. But
and also this is a podcast.
And also this is a podcast. You make an excellent point, Malcolm. You can't hear the hat, but it's a bucket hat for all of you bucket hat loving sluts. That says capitalism is the problem.
Bucket hat loving sluts.
That's another hat design. I will go away and make that one.
Okay, if you can do a design, bucket hat loving slut.
That's a very good. I should say that is. My brain chemistry has been permanently altered by the phrase "I'm always a slut for Doritos," and I want to use that phrase. And so, I'm always a slut for a bucket hat. I want to be able to use. There's no safe for work version of that phrase, and it destroys me every day because I want to be using it constantly, and I can't, which makes me sad.
I'm a slut for the Bible.
always a slut for a bucket hat. And I also got the Christian nationalism t-shirt.
Nice.
Is that the pro one or anti?
The pro one.
Oh, good.
The anti.
I like to, both sides.
Also, what is the word? As a
liberal?
Human?
We did it as a favor, as a sign of love for Bella, who is a big supporter of the magazine and big promoter of the magazine. They got in touch and said that they liked the merch store, but they wished that we had a cunty little baby tee. And so we obliged, and they were on our cunty little baby tees.
To go with your slutty bucket hat.
To go with your slutty bucket hat. And your strong statements about Christian nationalism. And I think that was specifically for the one that says God loves the dolls. So,
That's very cool.
You should go check it out at shibbolethmag.com. Just a little merch plug there.
Beautiful. Also, we're nearly out of time, but there's the headliner that we've not mentioned.
Rose Hudson Wilkin.
And the other one also.
Okay, well, we spoke to Rose Hudson Wilkin, who will be in a future issue of the magazine. And she was
equally
amazing.
one of my highlights. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, she was
So
great. She was
great.
very cool.
And
And
back
so
to-
nice.
Yeah.
And just a reference to me being a heretic. After listening to her, I'm like, okay, if that's Christianity, I can get on board with that. That
Yeah.
seems legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Greenbelt. You come away going like, oh, yeah, I think I am a Christian. I think, yeah.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is the thing.
So great. But the other headliner was...
Jeremy fucking
Oh,
Corbyn.
hello. Yeah.
No?
Well, I think we nailed that announcement.
Yeah, boy.
This is why they put us on the stage.
It's amazing we haven't been hired as his PR team for your party. It's strange.
Yeah, this is a damn shame, really. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was
Very
really
cool.
lovely.
He was really great. He was very good. And I think he said good stuff about the kind of splitting the left line, because his whole, and it's one of those things where it's like, they're getting so much stick for it. And I think his point is very much like, we have quite a long time to, build up the party. So, like, don't freak out about it immediately. But also, when he was just like, because Carla Denyer was also at Greenbelt, we should say, and he was very much like, I want Carla to win. Like, I don't want Carla to lose. Like, no, we don't want, these people are our allies, they are our friends, and we're already doing stuff with them and have done as part of being an independent MP. So, like, I think people need to chill.
And also just answering it as if the electorate might actually be, grown-ups with brains. And so saying, that we're different parties and we believe different things. We have a lot in common, but we do have different beliefs. That's why the Green Party exists while other socialist parties have existed. That's not... It's not team sport. It's, I don't know. It was good. Yeah. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was great. And we walked past him, which was pretty cool.
We did.
I debated holding up he was doing a signing in the bookshop as we were putting down the magazine stand, and I debated trying to take a sneaky photo of him smiling at a random book signee whilst we held a copy of Shibboleth in the foreground. But I figured it would be disingenuous because he technically has neither condemned nor endorsed Shibboleth magazine.
That's right. He
So I
still
don't wanna
refuses
assume-
to condemn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I watched him because we knew it was going to be packed. So I think we went there like 3 sessions before.
Oh, we were there at like 10 a.m. and he was on
Yeah.
at 4.
Yeah.
No,
and it wasn't
we
like
were there
camping
like
out.
11:30 and he was on at 4.
But we found shade and we're like, well, we're not going to find shade again. And just
And enjoyed the stuff that was on before.
Yeah, it was cool.
A poetry thing and stuff.
Yeah. But the poetry was cool and the
Harry Baker. Shout out Harry Baker.
Oh, we love Harry Baker.
Oh, cutie.
And I think that's one of the things with Greenbelt though, is like you can go to all the talks and get your brain absolutely filled, and you can also just sit in one place, watch people stroll past, be chill, listen to the stuff, eat some nice food. Yeah, it was very cool. It was very chill. And how bad was the post Greenbelt downer for you guys? Because I was bereft.
Yeah, that's pretty bummed. Pretty bummed. But it feels nice to record. We're getting that, as we have been saying, it's a little bit of the node of the kind of Greenbelt-ness that you'll find throughout the year, which feels good to be putting out there. So
Yeah, I didn't feel. No, I'm just thinking about this. A really good question. I don't think I felt sad for not being there anymore. I felt sad that I left my whiskey in the Airbnb.
Oh man, that is rough. That is brutal. Oh.
An unopened bottle of whiskey of single malt.
It was. Is it worse? It was opened. It had 1 dram of it.
Oh wow!
Did you?
Yeah, before getting to Greenbelt.
Oh, okay. I was like,
but anyway, that's a whole other thing.
You knew what you were. You knew you were. Oh, you knew what you were missing out on. Yeah, that's sad.
But listen, that's been resolved in several ways.
Yeah, true.
That we won't go into.
So we're good.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I felt alright coming back, and then like day 2 after being back home, we got that vulnerability hangover that people talk about. Just felt silly.
Silly for what?
Felt like a silly head.
Aww.
That's what I said to my wife. I think it's a little kind of phrase that we use. I was talking about playing football or something, or missing an easy shot. Like, so, it's quite a masculine environment playing football with the lads. And and just talking about, I missed a sitter, missed an easy shot. And Nick was just like, oh, did you feel silly? You don't often see footballers just like kicking the ground. I feel really silly. It feels so silly. No, I don't know. Is it vulnerability hangover? Or is it a tinge of depression? I don't know. Where you reflect back on stuff and you go, oh, everything I said and did was stupid. I'm an idiot. Which probably feels fine, but no, I'm fine. Slept on it. All right, my wife said nice things to me, and I'm fine. And let's not dig into that anymore. So.
just suppress it, Malky, and I'm sure nothing bad will come from it. It'll be cool.
No, don't have any history. So
nice. Well, we've come to the end. This has been very therapeutic for us. If you were at Greenbelt, I don't know if that resonated with you at all, and if you weren't at Greenbelt, maybe that gave you a flavor, and it was nice for you to hear some people talking about it. And if not, we're very, very sorry for wasting your precious time. 60 to 63 minutes of your finite time alive on this plane, this side of the veil. You just spent listening to us. So I don't know.
And also shout out to any new listeners who are listening for the first time off the back of any exposure they had at Greenbelt.
From, say, you found a beer mat, which we were very sporadic in distributing in the bars.
Jockeying around.
Yeah. But, if you did, hey, that's cool. If you did see any of our merch and stuff at Greenbelt, drop us a line just to tell us that you saw us, beerchristianity@yahoo.com. If you saw the session and if you had any feedback, no, only if it's positive, obviously, then you can get in touch with us and email us and let us know. Say hello on Instagram,
Yeah. At Shibboleth Mag.
At Shibboleth Mag. You can email Shibboleth Magazine if you have suggestions for a Broad Churches section, or if you'd like to share a Queer Eye reflection as well. Get in touch, shibbolethmag@gmail.com. And thank you again to Greenbelt, not just for being so cool to us, which was really awesome. And they didn't have to do at all. And just the kind of, the support and the faith was really kind. But more shout out to Greenbelt for providing a space where you can be anywhere on the journey around faith and still find your people, I think, including if you're not interested anymore, but you still care about the do-gooding and the justice and the making the world a better place. Just for creating that space. Like there's something very beautiful about it. I think there's God in it. And
it was something I reflected to my housemate actually, and I think I've said this to you guys over, a couple of other Christian festivals also happen to be on the same weekend now. But what Greenbelt has that those, and so there's, I think, naturally a lot of discussion about is, they're both going to be okay? Like, are people going to have to choose between the two of them? And I think the thing that Greenbelt has that those other festivals don't have is just that sense of homecoming. Like you just get to Greenbelt and you're like, oh, not in a bad. I feel like that was a negative sound, but it was like a sigh of relief of just like, oh, like I'm here, like I'm home, like this is nice, and like that. The loyalty to the festival is just like just beautiful to witness, and I feel like it's just like it's nice and it's good, and it is it's very strong. Like the Greenbelt love is strong, and the family is strong. So
has to be said, I'm sure the organizers of Greenbelt would never ever endorse in any way speaking negatively of another Christian festival, but we would, and I think that's the important. No, we wouldn't necessarily. We're just saying it's special to us in a way that other ones wouldn't. You know? So
yeah.
Malky.
Yep.
You have
Yes,
this look
Jonty.
of like you wanted to talk about something.
That's just my face. I don't want to talk about anything. I've done all my talking.
I don't like talking.
No, I don't know
I'm
why you
happy
asked
with
me to
that.
come on this podcast. I don't want to talk about anything.
I've talked enough.
Do you want me to say other little funny Scottish phrases?
Yeah, give
I know, that may be
me more.
sufficient. I don't know.
What were you going to say, Laura? That you actually just covered your mouth?
Oh, I think I did say it. And if you listen to it back, you'll hear.
Okay. Was it racist?
No.
Okay.
It was just, obviously, it wasn't racist.
Okay.
It's dropping racial slurs in the last. Oh, man. No.
Is jock a racial slur, by the way, for Scottish people?
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh.
So Scottish
Well-
people wouldn't say that.
Aye. Again, it depends how you say it.
Okay.
You say it in a friendly way. Yeah, don't know. It can be a bit othering. I mean, all these things can be, even a nice thing can be othering, you know, in a certain context.
Yeah.
But yeah, joke's not bad. Had your wished is a good one.
I beg your pardon?
Had your wished.
Is that just
be
you saying
quiet.
hadja and then you're pronouncing wheat the way Scottish people pronounce wheat?
Hold your wheat.
Wheat.
No, like wished. It's like be
Wished.
quiet. Had your wished.
Wished.
I
Hadja
don't know
wished.
if it makes hold your be quietness. Just hush your mouth.
Wished. Nice.
Oh,
There
crazy.
you go.
Okay. Well,
How long have we been
this
friends,
is-
Jonty? That feels like something we should have covered like day one.
This feels
Yeah.
like small talk, like early friendship covering.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we jumped into theology before we
Yeah.
ever
I
had
have
a
to say, I don't think
conversation
I've
about
ever heard
Scottishness
you
or
be as
South
Scottish
Africanism.
as you've been on this podcast. I've never heard this much Scottish nonsense coming out.
Oh, I wouldn't
Not
be
nonsense,
racist,
not
Jonty.
nonsense.
No, perish the thought.
Maybe it's because we spent the whole long weekend.
Yeah, he stopped masking.
Laura's just been spending a lot of
I'm
time
putting that masker right back up.
posting St. George's flags on
I'm
things.
so sorry. I repent. Remember all the nice things I just said about Greenbelt and not any of this. We should wrap this up. This has been going on for
Guys,
1 hour and 7
It
minutes.
has been so nice to spend time with you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Beer Christianity. Fucking hell. I switched from cider to bourbon about 10 minutes into the podcast. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for listening to this episode of Beer Christianity. You can find more at beerchristianity.co.uk. You can email us, beerchristianity@yahoo.com. You can find us on all the socials, but really it's Instagram that we pay attention to. And check out Shibboleth magazine and that Insta as well, because we do a lot, probably more there in terms of social, just because it's, written stuff more than the podcast. And look out for the next episode, which will have comedian Gianmarco Ceresi. Look him up if you don't know him, and go and check out some of his comedy. He does a lot of crowd work. He's very good. He's very funny. And buy the latest copy of the magazine if you want to read some of it ahead of time, studying up. Other than that, thanks a lot again to Greenbelt for the opportunity, and bye!
Bye.